Hello, I'm Dr. Syra, and I am going to teach you something today. I really am. You might even want to get out your pen and paper, or maybe not. Hopefully you'll remember. It's pretty simple, and it's basically the 3 stages that we go through when we're learning to trust. Either trust ourselves, trust another person, or just trust life in general. So here's the 3 stages. Ready? Okay, here you go. So this is kind of like yourself, okay? So it's like you're this empty bucket. And here's the empty bucket that is you, that is your mind, that is your heart. And in the empty bucket are all of your thoughts, your beliefs, your experiences, right? So say they're like this. So you have all these different thoughts, all these different experiences, and they fill up yourself, your bucket, your life, your mind, your heart. And then something happens in your life, and this bucket that's now been filled over the years, it's been filled with these different ideas. All of a sudden, you know, you have those ideas, but something has happened in your life to give you some new ideas. So I'll show you them as circles. So you have these little squares, which are your old ideas, and you have the circles, which are the new ideas. And suddenly you're in this place where, you know, what you used to believe was true doesn't really fit anymore, and there's some new things that are coming up, and you're wondering and you're asking questions, and you might be like reading books, or you might be, you know, talking to teachers or mentors and trying to learn things, because these old ideas, it's like your world was shaken for whatever reason, and now you have these new ideas. So that's the second stage, and this stage is the stage where actually trust is really important, because this is the stage where it's really tempting to check out, like to get really busy, or to numb out with different, you know, substances, or different times, you know, ways of passing your time that are just going to numb you out. It's a time where we might get sick, because, you know, it's easier to focus on an illness than actually deal with the fact that change is happening in your life. So this is a place where if you can really trust, and if you can really commit to your journey and know that this is a journey and it'll change, then this part is, you can actually get through it. So the third bucket, or the third stage, is pretty, you know, it's pretty intuitive. So I'm just gonna draw it in this side, and that's where you have the new ideas, right? So your new self is formed, and it's full of all these new ideas that you've picked up, that are different from where you started, right? So it's different. You know, you started in one particular mindset, you went through this transitional phase, and now you're ending up here. And this will happen several times in our life. It's not like it just happens once. This happens anytime that there's change or transition or something, you know, different than the everyday happens. This kind of process happens. And the thing about trust, and a workshop coming up in March is the one on trust, is that this is the phase where trust is the most important, right here. Because if you can actually trust yourself, trust there's this phrase that we have in personal development circles that says trust the process, which means things are unfolding in a particular way, right? We may see the beginning, and we might kind of know what our end goals is, but it's in the middle. It's when things are unfolding and kind of looking a bit messy and looking a bit disorganized, and, you know, you kind of feel like you're falling apart. That's the time that trust is so important. So trusting the process, trusting that things are unfolding exactly as they're supposed to be. And though you started in a place, you know, that didn't seem that bad, you end in a place that's a more full version of who you are. And so that's your opportunity this month, particularly this month, because this is the month where we're coming into the spring. And what happens in spring is that new things begin to grow, right? But it's like we have to believe that that's going to happen. If we go in and we start, you know, digging around in the soil and saying, oh, I wonder what's under the soil, and try to check it out, well, nothing's going to grow. So you have to trust that the seeds that you've planted, the things that you actually made a real effort in the last few months, over the last maybe 6 months, are now going to start coming to fruition. So trust that. Trust that it will actually happen. And maybe not in your timing, okay? Maybe not in exactly the way that you had in mind, but just know that things are happening. So that's our little tip for the day. Let me know your thoughts and your feedback. Send me a message if you'd like, and check out the website talktosyra.com. Take care.